It all started with a simple email. Just a few words, typed out late at night, sent with a click. It seemed harmless, routine even. But sometimes the most ordinary moments can become the spark for something extraordinary, or in this case, something terrifying. Just a few lines sent across the digital ether, landing in an inbox in Omaha, Nebraska. The city was quiet, the world outside unaware that a storm was about to begin, all because of a message that could have easily been overlooked. But this email was different, a catalyst that would unravel a life and ignite a deadly obsession. It was the first domino in a chain reaction that no one could have predicted. The recipient, Carrie Farver, had no idea that opening this message would set in motion a chain of events that would see her life stolen and her identity hijacked. She was just living her life, working, raising her son, and looking for a little happiness. The sender was Shana Liz Golyar, a woman with a hidden agenda. She was watching, waiting, and ready to strike when the moment was right. At the center was Dave Krupa, a mechanic who had been dating both Liz and more recently Carrie. He was just trying to move on after a breakup, not realizing he was about to become the unwitting center of a nightmare. Dave thought he was clear, he wanted nothing serious. He told both women he wasn't looking for commitment, hoping to keep things simple. But clarity is often lost in matters of the heart. Emotions have a way of twisting intentions, and what seems simple can quickly become complicated. For a brief time, Dave juggled these two relationships, believing everyone was on the same page. He was wrong. Beneath the surface, jealousy and resentment were brewing, hidden from view. On November 13, 2012, Carrie left Dave's apartment and vanished. She walked out the door and into the night, never to be seen again by those who loved her. Later that day, Dave received a breakup text from Carrie's phone. Abrupt, but not impossible. It was cold, final, and out of character, but he tried to accept it. It was the first of thousands of messages sent from Carrie's accounts over the next 3 years. Emails, texts, social media posts, an endless digital barrage that would haunt everyone involved. Soon after, Liz received an email, supposedly from Carrie, filled with threats and jealousy. The messages grew more intense, more disturbing, as if Carrie had become someone else entirely. To outsiders, it looked like Carrie had become a stalker, obsessed and unhinged. The story spread, whispered in offices and homes, as people wondered what had happened to the woman they thought they knew. Liz played the victim, showing friends and police the harassing messages. She painted herself as the target, the one under siege, and people believed her, but the truth was far more sinister. Behind the digital noise, something evil was lurking, hidden in plain sight. The person sending those emails wasn't Carrie at all. The real Carrie was already gone, her voice stolen and used as a weapon. It was Liz Golyar who had just murdered her. With chilling calculation, Liz assumed Carrie's identity, manipulating everyone around her. With a few keystrokes, Liz began a campaign of deception that would fool everyone. Except, eventually, the truth. She erased evidence, created new lies, and kept the illusion alive for years. A life ended, an identity stolen, all starting with a single fateful email. The digital world became a mask, hiding a crime that would take years to unravel. And so began one of the most chilling digital crimes in modern history, a story of obsession, deception, and the dark side of technology. Before the chaos, Carrie Farver was a devoted mother, daughter, and friend. She was 37, a hardworking single mom to her son Max, and a respected computer programmer. Her life in small-town Iowa was quiet, built on love and routine. Carrie managed bipolar disorder with medication and family support, a private struggle later twisted against her. In fall 2012, she met Dave Krupa and began a casual relationship, enjoying a new chapter. There was no sign of obsession or instability, just a woman living her life. When Carrie missed her half-brother's wedding days after her disappearance, her family knew something was wrong. The texts they received, supposedly from Carrie, felt hollow and off. Her mother, Nancy Rainey, trusted her instincts. The person messaging wasn't her daughter. Proving it, however, would be a long, agonizing journey. Carrie's ordinary life had been stolen, her voice replaced by a digital imposter. The search for truth was just beginning. Shana Liz Golyar was the other woman, outwardly friendly but inwardly desperate for control and validation. She could be charming, even likable, but beneath the surface her need to be the center of Dave's world was all-consuming. She and Dave had dated casually for about a year before Carrie entered the picture, never quite defining their relationship. Liz always hoped for more, but Dave kept things light, never promising commitment. Dave valued his freedom, enjoying his independence, but Liz wanted more. She craved exclusivity, longing for a deeper connection that Dave never offered. When she learned about Carrie, jealousy consumed her. The idea of losing Dave to someone else was unbearable, and her envy quickly turned to obsession. Liz saw Carrie as a rival to be eliminated, not just another woman. In her mind there was no room for competition, only one could have Dave. After Carrie vanished, Liz played the victim, showing police and Dave harassing messages she claimed were from Carrie. She spun a web of lies, painting herself as the target of relentless stalking. She filed reports, staged break-ins, and even set her own house on fire, blaming Carrie for every incident. Her manipulations grew more elaborate as suspicion mounted. Behind the scenes, Liz was orchestrating everything, using Carrie's phone, email, and identity to terrorize herself and others. She juggled multiple devices, crafting a digital illusion. She sent loving messages to Carrie's family, then hateful threats to her own phone, keeping everyone confused and on edge. For years, Liz lived a double life, puppeteering Carrie's ghost with chilling precision. She became an expert at deception, slipping between personas with ease. The digital world gave her the tools. She wielded them with terrifying skill, leaving a trail of confusion and fear in her wake. But every lie brought her closer to exposure as the truth slowly began to unravel around her. There was no marriage here, just a web of casual relationships and broken trust. What looked like a partnership from the outside was, in reality, a fragile arrangement teetering on the edge of collapse. The foundation was already crumbling, long before the chaos began. Dave Krupa thought he was in control, but Liz Golyar was rewriting the rules. Every message, every glance, every move was part of a game he didn't even know he was playing. After Carrie's disappearance, Dave was bombarded with thousands of texts swinging from love to hate. The relentless digital assault left him exhausted, unable to escape the barrage of emotions and threats. He believed he was being stalked by Carrie, while Liz played the fellow victim. Together, they navigated a maze of paranoia, never realizing the true danger was much closer than they thought. Their shared ordeal drew Dave and Liz closer, even moving in together for safety. The fear outside their door seemed to justify every desperate decision they made. Liz had removed her rival and positioned herself as Dave's only refuge. She became the center of his world, the only person he thought he could trust. The deception was total, but the pressure was immense. Lies piled on lies, and the emotional toll was almost unbearable. Dave's life became a nightmare of fear and anxiety, his relationship with Liz fraying under the strain. Every day brought new doubts, new reasons to question everything. The house of lies began to crack. Secrets that once seemed buried started to surface, threatening to destroy what little trust remained. As the digital harassment escalated, the truth started to surface. The relentless messages became clues, pointing to a reality more twisted than anyone imagined. The unraveling wasn't of a marriage, but of a carefully constructed illusion. The life Dave thought he knew was slipping away, piece by piece. And as the lies fell apart, the horrifying reality of Carrie's fate emerged. The investigation revealed secrets darker than anyone could have predicted. The truth, once hidden, was now clawing its way into the light. Every revelation brought new shock, and the consequences could no longer be ignored. The cost of obsession was about to be revealed, and no one would escape unscathed. November 13, 2012 was the point of no return. Carrie Farver left Dave's apartment and was never seen alive again. Investigators believe Liz Golyar, driven by jealousy, confronted and killed Carrie that morning. The first breakup text from Carrie's phone was sent at 10:41 a.m., cold, calculated, and the start of a long deception. Liz immediately seized control of Carrie's digital life, sending messages to create a false narrative. The murder and cover-up were part of the same plan. Liz painted herself as the victim, Carrie as the aggressor. Every message, every email, was another layer in her web of lies. Liz wasn't just hiding a body, she was erasing a person. The crime had escalated from disappearance to a chilling, long-term fraud. Liz had crossed a line and there was no turning back. Liz Golyar's plan relied on one thing, that digital presence could replace real presence. For years she maintained the illusion that Carrie was alive, sending messages to family and friends. She reported stalking, set her own house on fire, and even killed her pets to bolster her victim's story. Liz's desperation led to mistakes, like signing a text as Liz instead of Carrie. The harassment of Dave escalated, dozens of messages a day, vandalism, threats. When Dave dated someone new, Liz, posing as Carrie, threatened her too. In a final desperate act, Liz shot herself in the leg and blamed Dave's new girlfriend. The story was unraveling. Her lies were becoming too wild to sustain. Investigators began to see through the chaos. Liz's need to control the narrative was now her undoing. The truth was bleeding through the cracks. The details of that November morning remain locked with Liz Golyar. Investigators believe she confronted Carrie in the parking lot, driven by jealousy. A struggle ensued in Carrie's Ford Explorer. Bloodstains inside would later confirm the violence. DNA testing proved the blood was Carrie's, the first physical evidence of a crime. Liz's carefully crafted stalker narrative began to crumble. After the murder, Liz disposed of the body. No confession, just chilling evidence of a cover-up. For years, Carrie's family had no grave, only a digital ghost. The lack of a body made prosecution difficult, but investigators pressed on. The breakthrough came from a deleted photo on Liz's tablet, a foot with Carrie's distinctive tattoo. Carrie's mother identified it instantly. The photo proved Liz had been with Carrie's body after her death. The digital trail had led straight to the killer. The truth was now undeniable. In the end, technology was both Liz Golyar's weapon and her downfall. For 3 years, she impersonated Carrie online, sending thousands of messages and posts. But investigators began to see the digital trail as a map to the killer. They traced messages to the same IP addresses and cell towers, impossible for two people. The data told a story Liz couldn't hide. Carrie's ghost followed Liz everywhere. Investigators realized they were tracking one woman and her victim's phone. The final nail was the photo of Carrie's tattooed foot on Liz's device. In December 2016, Liz was arrested and charged with murder. At trial, the digital evidence was overwhelming. In 2017, Liz Golyar was found guilty and sentenced to life in prison. The technology she used to deceive became the key to her conviction. The case of Carrie Farver is a chilling warning for our digital age. It shows how easily our online identities can be stolen and weaponized. Liz Golyar didn't just murder Carrie, she hijacked her digital life, tormenting loved ones for years. Carrie's mother, Nancy, trusted her instincts and never gave up, keeping the investigation alive. This story reminds us to be vigilant online, protecting our data, our identities, and our loved ones. Use strong passwords, enable two-factor authentication, and be cautious with personal information. Technology connects us, but in the wrong hands, it can destroy. Carrie's legacy is a call to awareness and caution. Behind every message is a real person, never forget that. Let's honor Carrie by committing to safer, more conscious digital lives. The more we learn, the better we can protect ourselves and those we love.